we are here in the Bahamas.
We are going to make it right.
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know?
Great job, brother. Just find a make Shelby.
What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out.
Don't eat.
Something that pop in the butt.
Yeah.
Oh, I can. Welcome to Big Boy Crypto, People's channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto. My name is Ben. It is, do you know what today is? Pi day. It means Bitcoin's going to definitely hit, for sure, $31,400, right? It has to. Okay. And you can write that out to the decimals if you want. I can't do it that far. I wondered why when I got up this morning and I was walking around my house, there was pie everywhere. So confused by that. It is March 14th, 69 degrees here in the Big Boy Crypto studio. Yeah, so did anything happen while we were gone in the last 24 hours?
A little bit of price movement.
A little bit of price movement. What is that? The price of Bitcoin, they're saying the price of Bitcoin went up?
A little bit. Just a scooch.
Oh, it's at $26,000. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. How amazing. Who would have thought? You know, I think it's pretty funny. People were killing me last week. Killing me for saying, after we fill the gap on bullish. Obviously, we went below 20,000. It's obviously $6,000. Everybody knows that. Bunch of idiots. That's what I said. Bunch of turkeys. Bunch of turkeys out there gobbling. Gobble, gobble, gobble. $7,000. Gobble, gobble, gobble. $12,000. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Shut up before you get put on my plate. That was me. That was me carving up a turkey, if y'all didn't know that. See, I can't make like gun references because, you know, it's dangerous on YouTube. But guys, the price of Bitcoin is doing pretty well. We're going to be making some changes here to the show. Just so you guys know. So the rundown is probably we're gonna cover all the stuff on the rundown, but what we want to do is we want to, somebody said, what about the new gap? I know there is a new gap. Where is that? 20,500 now?
I think it's a pretty big gap.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me look that up real quick because I do want to know. Futures. PTC 1. Futures. Daily. Man, this thing's so stupid. Makes me so angry. Like, we just freaking filled it. Gotta get off the hiking sheets and get one of the regular candles. Candles? Okay, look at this crap. You gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me, guys. Gotta be kidding me. New gap. New gap is from, see, what did this thing close at? Closed at 19,965. It's lower than the last one. Well, let's see. What did this say? This is the height was what? Height 1995. Close. Oh, no, it's not the close. It's the height. So 20,330. So the latest one is at 20,330 until 21,110. So anyways, look forward to go down and test probably 20,500 again, probably at some point. But there we go. What were the wait until the next tweet video? Oh, did you guys like that? Did you guys like the mean tweets video? My wife said, in Big Hands Dan says, watch BitBoy for the entertainment and watch the basement for alpha. My wife said to me this morning, she said, honey, that's what she calls me. That's what I call her too. Honey, were you really, did you really think those tweets were funny, or were you just like trying to cover it up? Honey, do you not know me by now? We've been married for almost 14 years. Like, come on. No, that was, do y'all know how much stuff I put up with on the internet? Like, people could not live 5 minutes in my shoes when it comes to the internet. I remember when that guy took the picture of me in the keyboard warrior, and he was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I took a picture with him because he's an idiot. And people like, for 2 days, they were relentless on this guy. Count Chocula, we call him. And I called him on the phone. He gave me his phone number. I called him or I gave him my number, and he goes, yeah, that really backfired on me. I'm really sorry I did that. The last few days have been extremely rough for me. I don't know how you do it. Like for 2 days, this guy had to deal with it for 2 days. I get more hate every 5 minutes than that guy got in 2 days. And it's like, whatever. Yeah, I enjoy it. I have embraced the villain. You know, what would they say? You know, if you're lucky you live long enough to see yourself become a villain, well, you know what? I enjoy it. I am a villain. I'm a villain to the banks. I'm a villain to a lot of the politicians. I'm a villain to the suits. I'm a villain to the pretentious. And I'm a villain to the bullies. And that's the way I like it. And it's going to stay that way, if not get worse for them. So, but back to the show here. I do want to say, yeah, so we're going to be changing the flow of the show. It may take us a while to actually get things on the
rundown
left side over here. On the left side here. What would be really cool is if, like, instead of actually like somebody clicking something to move it down, if I just got it and just
touched it, yeah,
you know, moved it, it might be fun.
We can arrange that.
Yeah. So, anyways, what we want to move the show to is in the beginning, I'm going to be going over the news, and we're going to do all the news pretty quick. Faye says he bought 4 Bitcoin at 17,000 each. Thank you. Oh, well, you know what? That's oh God, no, she almost got on the. Be careful, Allison. Be careful. You know what I'm going to do one day? One day I'm going to grab her arm and pull her in the show. No, that would be abuse. I would support that. Look, so we're going to be covering all the news in the beginning of the show. We're going to pretty much start that in a few minutes. And then what we want the rest of the show to be more of, you know, it's just a community. It's just us talking. We have different segments. I want to know what kinds of ideas for some segments you guys might have. I was thinking one where we have a segment where basically you give me 2 coins, I take a look at them, and then I pick one. Yeah, that sounds fun. Would y'all like that? We have some segments where we kind of show how it's my left hand. My left hand. Okay. That's to my left, believe it or not. Maybe where we like do some research live on the show, where we dig into that'd be considered kidnapping. Yeah, airdrops might be one we could do. Idea for a segment. You guys need one of those sexy Telemundo weather girls showing price action in front of a green screen? Yes, I'm all in on that. Necesita muchacha. Necesito muchacha. There we go. Yeah, I forgot. Necesito is the phrase for I need woman. That's what it says. My wife probably does not like hearing me say that. I would buy those shirts if they had polka dot. Well, the old version does. We got rid of it. So anyways, guys, that's what we're going to be doing. How to take profits, a rant segment. See, the rants, guys, let me tell you about dad jokes. Can we talk about dad jokes for 1 second before we get going here? The thing about dad jokes is, to a lot of people, they know me for my little jokes. And they come and they say, oh, you know what? I got some great jokes as well. Okay, cool. They'll tell me a joke. I'm like, okay, that's funny or it's not. Whatever. I'll pretend like it's funny, of course, because I don't want to hurt their feelings. But they say, okay, your turn. No, that's not the way it works. I don't have jokes in my head that I make. Like, everything's spontaneous. It's all spontaneous. So I can't do that type of stuff on demand or command. So what was my point? What were we talking about?
Rant segment. You're saying
the rants are the same thing. I can't manufacture a rant. I got to actually like see something that triggers me. That's what I have to do. It's got to trigger me. If I get triggered, oh, then I'm going to rant for sure. But you cannot plan it. Yes, you guys can trigger it. Jeb, talk slower. Been in a mankini. Maybe we'll see what happens. Guys, if you want to need this shirt, you can go check out hitmerch.com. And then also, guys, don't forget to sign up for Crucial Crypto. It's crucialcrypto.io. And you guys can sign up for the different passes. We are going to be, here, Trax's bear statement. Thank you, Cody. We're going to be continuing this. This is the first month we've got this newsletter out. If you want to sign up for it, you can sign up for, let's see, you got $29 a month, where you get 1 per month. Whatever. You come over here and you type in the promo code BitSquad. Is it just on the $99 one, maybe? It might just be the 9. So on the $99 one, you type in BitSquad. Now here's a question. Is it BitSquad or is it BitSquad? Have we ever had this conversation?
I would imagine it's definitely BitSquad.
Well, you think that, but I mean, you see me do squats, right?
I have.
You have.
That's why I know it's BitSquad.
Anyways,
You put that in, you get it for free.
yeah, you put that in, you get it for free. So you get 4 weeks for free when you type that in on the $99 one. We believe that by the end of the first month that we're doing this, we're gonna get it very dialed in. Right now, what we're doing, we're sending them out, we're testing, we're seeing what people think about it. We got plenty of plans to upgrade it, and then down the road, hopefully sooner rather than later, there's gonna end up being a like a membership site that goes along with it that gives you access to all kinds of data and tools that you won't otherwise. So you guys don't forget to sign up for crucialcrypto.io, absolutely free when you put in BitSquad for the first month, and then you can decide from there. So, all right, well, you know, it is time to get into the crypto news. Let's take a look at what's going on in the world right now. Wall Street gains as inflation data bolsters bets of smaller rate hike. There's no way they're going to raise the rates, in my opinion. I don't see any possible way they're going to raise the rates. 0.25 or 0.25, 25 bips. A lot of people are saying this is now the favorite. Can you check on those betting odds, by the way, TJ?
Sure.
For the hike, but there's no way they can do this because you have to understand the reason why these banks are collapsing is because of the rate hikes. The banks are making bets with your money, and now they're having to, what are considered to be lower risk bets. But now what they're having to do is they're having to, they're getting a little more risky, so they're having to pay more interest. So the amount of profit and return they're bringing in from the same amount of low risk bets, it's not producing as much money, which means that they're not able to withstand any type of bank run, even just a little tiny one. So there we go. And super chats during this, we won't do super chats during this segment. Just so say if you get super chats, save them, and then after we do the news segment, we'll do super chats.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. Traders held on to 25 basis points at the Fed meeting. Odds of a pause in hikes slipping to 17%. So I don't see how they can raise rates anymore because their one large bank insolvency reveal, because I mean they're all insolvent, but a reveal from an absolute financial disaster in this country. Could you imagine if Wells Fargo went under? I mean, what would it take for that to happen? Not too much. Look at the numbers yesterday. $22 trillion, $220 billion of liquid money. Bitcoin surges above 26.4 level thanks to new CPI data that suggests Fed could pivot soon. On Tuesday, Bitcoin price continued its highly impressive post-SVB collapse, rally surging above the $26,400 level for the first time since June 12th of 2022. Bitcoin's post-SVB collapse rally has taken the Bitcoin price from 19.6 to 26.4. Unbelievable. I would like to say I didn't tell you this, but I did. Oh, these people, man. 6% was expected. They got 6% on the CPI. It makes it easier for the Federal Reserve to pivot. Fed pivot, bailout banks, continue raising rates, bank run. All right, Bitcoin bear. Peter Schiff pours cold water on recent rally. Infamous Bitcoin naysayer Peter Schiff is once again pouring cold water on the recent rally. The world's largest crypto predicted a steep decline in its value. While Bitcoin spiked 20% as a result of the long-awaited Fed pivot, Schiff doesn't believe Bitcoin is a better inflation hedge than gold. Both gold and Bitcoin prices merely returned to February levels, but only gold's rally is sustainable. Let's see. He suggested the Fed's bank bailout puts all U.S. bank deposits at risk. Risk comes not from the bank failure, but from inflation. The value of all bank deposits will fall as inflation socializes the losses. Let's see. He predicted that Bitcoin would soon drop below $4,000. We know what channel he's watching. JP Morgan, other big U.S. banks flooded with new clients post SVB collapse. Wow, is this true that when everybody's bank account closes, they just go try to get another one?
I mean, I guess what they're saying is if you're in a small to mid-sized bank, you're trying to get it in one of the big four at this point.
Oh, cool. I'm telling you, we just need to start calling Bank of America Sprint. Sprint's not around anymore, is it? Start calling Bank of America Verizon. We'll call Citi AT&T. We'll call Wells Fargo. What's the other one? T-Mobile. Yeah. Hey, I've never asked a person this question, and they did not respond the same way. Hey, do you hate your phone company? Yes, I do. Everybody hates their phone company. There's no motivation for these phone companies to provide you a customer service. Why? Because they know you hate the other two already. They know you hate them, but it's okay because you hate the other two already, and it's going to be hard for you to switch. So used to, you would call and you'd say, hey, you know what? I need to change I need to change phone companies. I can get out of here. I don't like what you guys are doing here. And they would say, oh, no, sir. Like, please do not change. Like, we really value your business. We want to keep you here. We can offer you this kind of discount. We can do this. We can do this. Whatever they could do to keep you, because their jobs were dependent upon them keeping you. Not on an individual level, but, definitely on a corporate level. Like, if you start losing a bunch of accounts and you're an account manager, then you go the way of the dinosaur. There's no motivation for them to do that anymore. Now, when you call, you say, yeah, I'm thinking about switching to a new phone company. Yeah, you want me to give you the number to Verizon? I'll give you the number. You want the number? I'll forward you over there right now. I'll transfer you to Verizon. No. I'm thinking about switching. I'm thinking about changing phone company because, like, I'm just not happy that you guys are doing this. Yeah, well, you know what? AT&T's down the street. I'll look. Here we go. What's your address? I see it right here. There's an AT&T 1.1 mile from you. Do you need an Uber? I'll call you an Uber. That's how it feels. That's how it feels when you call to cancel. They're like, yeah, how fast can I get you out of the door? Because they know you're going to leave and be unhappy where you're at too. They get the unhappy people from the other places. That's what the banking world is moving to. It's tightening up, making a small amount so they all have a monopoly. And that is a very dangerous thing for the country. So, King Griffin, Fed's intervention, SVB collapse shows U.S. capitalism is breaking down before our eyes. There he is. Look at those eyes. Look at those wide eyes. U.S. is supposed to be a capitalist economy, and that's breaking down before our eyes. And this is what you see. What you see is a guy like King Griffin, who's an evil person. Nobody likes King Griffin. Could you imagine going through life with, like, your name being almost the name of the greatest baseball player of all time, in my opinion? Would have been definitely being injured. But your last name's Griffin instead. Like, when people see that you're coming to a party, they're like, Ken Griffin? Oh, that sucks. Who's that guy? Oh, just a $1 billion hedge fund guy who wants to steal all your money all the time and wants to destroy the retail investor. Oh, yeah, that doesn't sound fun like a baseball player. So he is the founder of hedge fund titan Citadel. In an interview with the Financial Times, he argued that regulators should not have rescued uninsured depositors at Silicon Valley Bank. Do you understand what he's saying here?
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, yeah, we should just screw everybody. Like, yeah, like all the people who are unsecured, like, or uninsured, let's just make them have no money. And this is what's so upsetting about all this, okay? Number one, this guy's a douche. He can suck one, okay? I'd tell him that in person if he were here. Maybe one day I'll get the opportunity to tell him in person, and I'll do it, opposed to a lot of people who keyboard warrior. Here's the thing. He wants all the retail to lose all the time. That's what a hedge fund is. They bet against retail. That's what they do, okay? But really and truly, what he wants to see is he wants to see this conglomeration of banks. He wants to see them all come together to where all of the small players are gone. That makes their investments easier to manage. And I think ultimately, this is a guy who is, very close to being Satan himself, very close, who doesn't have a shred of human decency in his entire body. These are the lizard people. These are the lizard people because they're so out of touch with what the average person goes through that it makes them seem like they're from another planet. So he says Griffin added that the government did not have to step in as the U.S. economy was strong enough to ride the storm. Okay. The U.S. government did not have to step in. You're correct. And on one hand, it's all our money they're using. Okay. But on the other hand, it's, yeah, but those are a bunch of regular people that lost all their money. So the government is saying it's not a bailout, right? Well, that's a lie. It is a bailout. The difference between what you're seeing here and what you're seeing with the bailouts in 2008 is right here, they're bailing out seemingly customers. It's what it seems like to me. Now, they're saying it's a loan. They're never getting this money back. This is a bailout for all intents and purposes. But here's the problem. The problem is that the system has been set up for you to fail. The system has been set up where you must participate in the system, okay? You don't have another option really, but you do. It reminds me of Google. Google is a company where you used to be able to go and you would search things and it would have good search results and they wouldn't censor everything and you got to find what you were looking for. Google pretty much destroyed the library, right? Because used to, when you want to do research, go to the library. Now, you have all the information at your fingertips. They develop Gmail, which I'm sure almost every single one of you guys has a Gmail account, okay? Now, here's the thing about Gmail. They want all your data, and they want you to believe that you have to give it to them. They will do everything in their power, every internet trick, every marketing trick, every click trick they can do to make you believe that you must provide your phone number to Gmail. There's like 7 times where it's like, no, you must put your phone number in here. Phone number. Recovery email. Putting your recovery email in and putting your phone number attached to your Gmail account is the most dangerous thing you could do on the internet. Because if you get SIM card swapped, which you cannot stop, it's organized crime from the inside. You cannot stop it. It may happen to you at some point, regardless of what you do. If your email is attached to your phone number and they get your phone number, you're done. They'll get access to every account that you have. They set the system up so the average person thinks they have to do that. Now, I did a video back on this in 2019. And as I was doing this video, I thought to myself, this is easy. Like, definitely don't want to attach my phone number. Let me see how hard it is to unattach it. Oh, it's nearly impossible. It's a lot of work to detach your phone number. I said, okay, well, let me go in, because I learned that keeping your phone number unattached for your email was how to prevent SIM card swapping. So I go in and I set up a new account and I go through the process and I get stuck. I'm like, oh my gosh, they literally want me, or they're making me out of my phone number. This is the most dangerous thing. They're making me do it. And I looked around the screen. You know, it's like one of those games where you got to click a random spot. And somewhere down in the corner, there was a little bitty thing that you could click that didn't even look like it had words attached to it. It was just a random link. And you click that and it says, you would like to skip adding your phone number? And I was like, yes. They made it almost impossible. It was a scavenger hunt to figure out how to keep my phone number unattached to my email address. But I could do it. I just didn't think I could do it because the information wasn't out there and they try to hide it and conceal it. That is the banking system in a nutshell. You do not have to be attached to the banking system. Does it make your life easier to just go along with the banking system and say, all right, here I am, I signed up. Okay, you got me. Here we go. I left this account. Let me open this new account. Okay. If that's what you want to do, if you think it's more convenient, then by all means, you do you. But we see now the banks are about as safe as Celsius. The banks about as safe as having your money on FTX, because the government can't bail all the banks out. They can't bail all the customers out. We get a few more insolvencies, you're going to be affected. Whether it's your account, your boss's account, one of your clients' accounts, you're going to be affected. What we want to do as a channel, I don't want to cause a bank run. I don't want to cause a bank run. Now, the hike of crypto in 2 years, we could probably cause one. I don't want to do that. Why? Well, because when we do a bank run, that means everybody panics and everybody loses all their money. That's what happens to these insolvencies. What we want to do is we want to take the people that watch this channel, the BitSquad, the largest community in crypto, and we want to lead you through the promised land away from the banking system. That's what we want to do. And I'm going to go through that process myself to try to figure out how easy it is, or like, are there certain things I have to have an account for that I don't even realize it? Or is there a little link somewhere and I can click it and realize, no, I don't need that either. So we're going to be going through that process on this channel to unattach from this banking system, because bring it all back around here to King Griffin. He's saying capitalism has failed. It's failing. No. You set up a jank freaking system and you forced everybody to participate in it, knowing the system was going to break. And now you want to blame them for making bad decisions. No. I don't blame anybody for attaching their phone number to their email address in Gmail, because I think you have to. We're here to be the information and education to put your hands in the middle and split the curtains and see behind and realize that you don't have to be a part of that. So we're going to be leading that charge for sure. U.S. Fed faces internal probe over Silicon Valley Bank failure. The Federal Reserve announced on March 13th, the Vice Chair for Supervision, Michael Barr, is leading a review of the supervision and regulation of Silicon Valley Bank in light of its failure, with a review set for public release by May 1st. We need to have humility and conduct a careful and thorough review of how we supervise and regulate this firm, blah, 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 blah. However, prior to shutting down, SVB was reportedly on the edge of collapse due to severe liquidity troubles relating to major losses on government bond investments. There you go. There's Caitlin Long sharing this. Man, she's been on fire lately. You been noticing that?
Oh, yeah.
We must get a full accounting of what happened. Oh, there he is. There he is, Coin Bureau. They love those memes. They love the what meme. So there you go. And guys, make sure to do us a favor. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to hit the like button. Number one thing you can do as a member of the BitSquad to help crypto adoption, make sure to like this video. Also subscribe to the channel. Speculation mounts, the U.S. banking crisis was a ploy to push CBDCs. I want to shut this down real quick. I hear a lot of people saying this. And I hear a lot of mainstream people saying this. That's how I know how stupid it is. That's how I know it's not true. When the mainstream is pushing this, when the mainstream that doesn't even know what crypto is are trying to tell you the government's using this to push a CBDC, I can't tell you how wrong they are. Guys, the government doesn't need a thing to happen to push a CBDC. The government is not waiting for the population to get on board with a CBDC. The government doesn't have to create some kind of unique scenario or environment to where, oh, please, government, come save us with your CBDC. That's not a real thing, guys. The government doesn't need you for all, or doesn't need you at all for this. The government doesn't need a smokescreen to push digital money. Digital money's coming. There's no question about it. It doesn't need something to happen in order to do that. So what we want to do is kind of see through the BS here and realize that it is coming. We need to try to get some proper regulation around it. Nick Carter, not the Backstreet Boy, even though he does watch the channel, voiced his suspicions of the U.S. Banking crisis. And ironically, this Nick Carter probably doesn't. So, I mean, who trusts a Nick with no K? I'm just saying. If you're a Nick with no K in this channel, you know what? I give you grace. I give you grace. And I'll trust you. Nick Carter with no K? I don't know. Who do you trust more? The guy in Bitcoin or the Backstreet Boy? Obviously the Backstreet Boy. No question about it. Because he's larger than life. I know, TJ, you didn't like that joke, but I want it that way.
That's good.
Thank you. The general partner at Castle Island Venture said the weekend turmoil strengthened the case for CBDCs. Now, no one trusts banks. Nobody trusts banks, so let's trust the central bank of the United States. As further details of the banking crisis came out, including allegations of a deliberate ploy to smear crypto, Carter's assessment holds more weight. Regulators shut down Signature Bank, saying it was trying to stop the crisis from spreading. Signature Bank board member and former U.S. Representative Barney Frank. Now, keep in mind, he's a Signature board member. This is not a random former senator that's just telling you this. He was on the board. He says the bank faced no insolvency concerns and was arbitrarily seized. Frank put down to regulators wanting to smear the crypto industry. I think part of what happened was that regulators wanted to send a very strong anti-crypto message. Well, you know what, Signature? You probably shouldn't have been money laundering. You probably shouldn't have been, cleaning money to where you've got 15 times the amount of money that Silvergate had. And Silvergate had all of the major players. And somehow Signature had 15 times the amount. 15 times the amount that Silvergate had. That does not line up. That doesn't line up at all. And I know from the inside, from the conversations I'm hearing, is that there was a lot of wrongdoing going on in Signature Bank, which is where I banked my little personal account. So it sucks that it's closed. But I'm just saying, I don't necessarily think that this was about targeting Signature Bank. I think this was about targeting Silvergate. And then the repercussions, the dominoes falling after Silvergate, we're seeing them one by one. Look, Silvergate, I'm not going to say they need to be brought down. It's good for the industry that Silvergate doesn't exist anymore. It was too centralized. It just had one company that had every major crypto company's payment rails. That doesn't line up with the message of decentralization. We don't want one point of failure. So definitely good to move on from that. To set blockchain to join FedNow service with B2B on-ramp as pilot prepares for launch. I think I want to do some videos around this stuff here, actually, because I really want to see what's going on with FedNow compared to CBDC, because the FedNow is supposed to be up very soon. And I don't know 100% how it's going to affect the CBDC, the digital dollar. I think it's kind of a test run. This is for that. We'll have to see what happens there. All right. Quick look at the crypto prices. Bitcoin at 26,000. Ethereum at 1746. Cool. Oh yeah. TikTok. Next block. You guys make sure to hit up the Bitcoin conference. We'll be there.
Yeah.
There's nobody more loved at the Bitcoin conference than BitBoy Crypto. It's in the name. Isn't it interesting? Like, nobody's ever brought this up before. Did you know that BitBoy and Bitcoin start with the same 3 letters?
Wow.
Might have bit off more than I could chew on that one. What is our promo code for this? BitSquad 15?
No, I think it's just BitBoy.
It's just BitBoy. Okay,
I
so
believe.
click
Let's
tickets.
test it real quick. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is.
And me and TJ, we're going to have some whale passes.
Yeah.
So is anybody else or just us?
Just us, I think.
You know what? I love it every year when it's just you and me. And we go hang out with the whales.
Yeah.
And you know my favorite part is? My favorite part is when we walk through the whale, the part where only the whales can go, and we got to look back and
wave at everybody.
All right, employees, we'll see you later. That's my favorite part. They look so sad too. Like,
Where are we going to do now?
Daddy, what do we do?
Where do we go?
Just play your Switch. Just get out there and play your Switch, kids. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Add to cart. Add to cart. View cart. And you said you think it's BitBoy?
I believe.
BitBoy? BitBoy.
Proceed, I think.
Proceed? Check out now?
Yeah, I think so.
Check out now. Oh, there it is. Okay, and then BitBoy. There it is. There it is, guys. You get 10% off. 10% off. 10% off.
$74. That's a pretty good discount.
$24. Yeah. Deaton says Robocase could get to Supreme Court before Congress acts. Attorney John D. Where's my XRP army? Throw the X up if you're in the XRP army. We do have the XRP logo on the shirt right here.
Are we supposed to do Market Watch before this?
No.
Okay.
No, we're not doing any. We're not. The order is not. Just pretend like that doesn't exist over here.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it's gonna be difficult, but we got to work out a good system for this. Attorney John Deaton has claimed that the U.S. SEC case against Ripple could make it to the U.S. Supreme Court before Congress creates a regulatory framework for crypto industry. God, I hope that doesn't happen. Crypto Law Founder expressed his view in a tweet today. Came in response to indication that the SEC had no plans to put the brakes on its accelerated crypto enforcement efforts. Eleanor Tourette, Ellie, is it Tourette or Tarrant?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like I've heard it said both ways.
Maybe if we brought somebody in to read us some of those tarot cards, then maybe we'll know. Have you ever had tarot cards read?
I don't think for me personally. I mean, I've seen it done before for sure, but
yeah, you have. So actually, like, okay, so I wasn't in a seance, but in a previous life when I was dead, I heard people doing one about me. I wanted to come back through and say, hey, but I didn't.
Okay.
Guys, witchcraft is the devil. That's what I'll say. Don't do witchcraft. Thank you. So no, I've never had tarot cards read, TJ. What do you think I am, a witch? A warlock?
I didn't say that.
Is anybody gonna even like talk about that is not pronounced? There it is. Somebody there's the it's pronounced tarot cards. Yeah, I know that. That was a joke. Let's see. She shared an excerpt of the SEC's latest budget proposal. Notably, the agency emphasized that it will not hesitate to investigate and launch enforcement actions against crypto firms. So there you go. 1,000 Ethereum holders joined class suit against the New York State Attorney General. Crypto law founder John Dean has announced his first 1,000 participants have joined class action lawsuit. Where's the link? Where's the link for it? Let's do it. Let's join. I'm going to join later. Let's everybody join this. We'll put the link up. Maybe we'll find it here after I do the news. Web3 service unstoppable domains and Polygon Labs roll out .polygon domains. Cool. How many dots do we need? Web3 provider. Wait, Yatsui. Oh no, I thought this was the writer. This is somebody that's going to be at Consensus. You know, we should have touched. I want to meet with Yatsui while I'm out there.
Okay.
Do you know that's like right? It's like right after Consensus is a weird month this year. It's like within 6 weeks, NFT, NYC, Bitcoin, and Consensus. Okay, .polygon, 750 applications, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Polygon for the win. Meta pulling the plug on NFTs across Instagram and Facebook. Wow. You guys remember that great story about them using
I saw
NFTs?
this. Apparently, they were trying to use this to sidestep some of the Apple, in-app purchase, from the app stores. They were trying to use NFTs to get around it, and then Apple got wind of it and started putting pressure on them, and then they just backed off immediately, allegedly.
Meta has no power. Meta's losing its power in the world of tech. Having to lay off another 10,000 people. And I mean, looking at what is happening with, they're just getting pushed around. I mean, what do they have? What's happening Instagram? I mean, what is Facebook even anymore? Like, what even is it? I don't know. Even the grandmas are leaving. That's what they say. So they're winding down their NFT business. The guy added the firm still prioritizing ways for users to connect with their fans and monetize. Like, guys, why are you still prioritizing trying to figure out ways for people to connect with fans and monetize? It's 2023. You've been around for a long time. Your ways are not working. It's time to move on. Read the meta. Read the meta, folks. Let's see. They want to focus on building payment rails, messaging app, monetizing reels, blah, blah, blah. I mentioned a focus on MetaPay, the firm's payment platform, which could support crypto, according to the trademark filings. Yeah, cool. Oh, awesome. Meta could support crypto. Cool. They did support NFTs. Cool story, bros. 2023 layoff tracker. Meta planning another large round of cuts. Meta is reportedly planning to conduct more layoffs as early as this week. Get down here. There's a timeline. God, it's a long timeline. It's a lot of firings.
I think I heard like removing 5,000 listings and 10,000 jobs.
Wow. More than 120 large U.S. companies, including tech startups, major banks, manufacturing, and other platforms, conducted major rounds of layoff trackers this year, or layoffs last year, cutting nearly 125,000 people. The biggest was Facebook and Instagram parent Meta. Despite the high-profile layoffs, the U.S. unemployment rate is hovering near a 54-year low and 3.4%, according to the latest government data, as the labor market remains tight. Let me tell you what's going on with the job market. I'll tell you what's going on here. What's happening here is that they've changed the numbers and the way they do the numbers so much that it's finally backfired on them. That's what I think. Because to get out of a recession, you need to have the unemployment go up. And yet we cannot get it to go up no matter what. It's like you on a diet, you lose all the weight. Now you're too skinny. Like, you can't even, you might be like that guy, Cam Cruz. Like, you have a hard time picking up a cereal box. That's how weak you are. It's like, oh, so heavy. Like, you can't do it. Dang. Sorry, AOC turned around and looked at me. She was a little hot. The point being is that now they've changed the numbers for tracking unemployment so much to make them look better that now they can't get them to go worse. Like, it's too skinny. It can't gain any weight now. Like, that's kind of how it is. All right, crypto exchange Binance to halt sterling transfers. Binance is halting its sterling deposits. This would have something to do with, obviously, the UK. They're trying to crack down, I think, on Binance in the UK, trying to crack down on a lot of international stuff. So there we go. Let's see. Further hindrance in Binance and accessing dollars came from the SEC. They told the company, which issued its BUSD stablecoin, it was considering taking action against it. Old CZ ain't scared of that. Binance set CoinDesk acquisition bid aside. Not a fit, says CZ. On Tuesday, Changpeng Zhao, CEO of Binance, stated that Binance Capital Management, through its sister firm CoinMarketCap, would no longer be acquiring the crypto publishing firm CoinDesk. Zhao made the revelation on Twitter. He reported that it was on hold for now. Not on hold, not buying. So there we go. Did you know they were looking at buying that?
I knew it was floated out there at one
I
point,
didn't see
yeah,
that.
because DCG was looking to try to get some funds out of CoinDesk as one of their what they felt like marketable assets.
Report estimated CoinDesk's market value to be as high as $300 million. SOARS with the acquisition bid hinted the potential deal was closer to $75 million. Wow. And I think that's probably on the high end. Charles Hodgson said it shouldn't go over 20 million or 10 million, whatever it was.
Yeah, that was basically the bottom line. Is nobody was paying anything close to what they wanted.
Yeah. So there we go. That is all the news for today. And I think that, yeah, what was the super chat?
We had a few.
Okay, let's answer our super chats. Okay, James Bowler. If we have Pluto stake, talking about Pluto Alliance, is there anything else we have to do
To get the newsletter.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe so. I think you go in the Discord, the Pluto Alliance Discord, and chat with them in there, and they will get you hooked up with it.
Yeah, I think we're doing KYC on those, and basically it's like if you stake it, we do KYC, and then we have your email address to send it to. I think. Okay, let's get Justin to clarify. Frank, you go grab
Taco,
Justin
really.
Williams or Taco real quick. Just want to make sure we get clarification on that. I don't want to say the wrong information. Pete L. We met in San Jose on the book tour. I have everything in CRO, which you warned me about. Still bullish on CRO. How will it do versus BNB? Yeah, I warned him because that was a time where we were looking at, is the SEC going to go after exchange tokens? I think the answer to that is yes, but that doesn't mean they're going to win by any stretch of the imagination. I think that really what it boils down to here is you shouldn't have all your money on one platform. You shouldn't have it all in one coin. Just make sure you're diversified and you'll be protected. BNB versus CRO. I mean, look, excuse me. Yes, a CRO has a great shot, a lot of potential. Do you know what these guys do while we're in the show? They go have lunch. They go work out. Did you know they go work out during this time?
I didn't.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, yeah. There's like half the people that work here, they're at the gym while we're doing the show.
That makes sense.
I just found this out. I didn't even know. I mean, look, I don't lord this over my employees unless they can bench more than me, which we only have one. And if he's one of the ones that may be going. I don't know. Maybe we want to put a stop to that. We might want to wait until Aaron can bench less than me. He's not allowed to go to the gym. We used to keep breaking the cage. And now look at him. It might work out for Aaron. So anyways, point being, CROs fared very well compared to FTX and a lot of the other exchanges, Voyager. So, I mean, I think if Crypto.com comes through this entire bear market, which I think bear market's over, technically, I think we had a bottom in November. I think that says a lot of good things for them going forward, that they didn't get caught in the contagion. I'm saying there's perfect. Seems like with Gate.io, there was some sketchy stuff, which, by the way, Gate.io, stay away from what I'm hearing. Could be the next major one to fall will be Gate.io. And then, I don't know, does that affect Crypto.com? I don't know. We're doing some investigation into some of that stuff. There's a lot of tie-in between what's going on with Shiba. I told you guys, I know who the founder of Shiba is now, for sure, 100%. 100% know who it is. And it's not Sam. However, Sam did play a very large early role in Shiba. I'm going to be putting that video out probably later this week. I'm trying to figure out the best format to put that video out in. It's going to be, people are going to be shocked at what I can tell you. But the fact is, same place I'm getting that information. I'm hearing a lot of stuff about Gate.io, which is not good. A lot of sketchy stuff going on there Probably put a video out on that maybe the next few weeks as well. But this is your warning. I would just say if you use Gate.io, run away from Gate.io. All right. Oh, here we go. I can already see the Gate.io fanboys coming out against me, which would be an all propaganda army. Next super chat. Thomas Conservative. Best advice you can give someone: don't log into exchanges, etc. with your Gmail account. Use emails that aren't linked to your phone, etc., etc. The best advice I can give to somebody is to, number one, not ever click on a link from an email, and also make sure that when you're going to an exchange that you're typing in the address. You don't ever want to search Uniswap, for instance, because what will happen is somehow these scammers are able to get Google ads through, and the very top listing will actually be a scam spoof site that is through Google ads, and you don't even realize it. Justin Williams lost $40,000 doing that back in 2020. He called me. He's like, bro, I don't know where my money went. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm sure it's there. Let's go take a look. Nah, your money definitely gone. What did you do today? Couldn't figure it out. He kept saying, well, I did this, I did this, this. I said, just think about the one thing that you did that might have been a little out of character. He said, well, I did go to Uniswap. I think they did ask me for my private key. They did what? Well, yeah, they asked me for my private key. Bro, you don't have to have your private key to log into Uniswap. Huh, yeah, you're right. That was a little weird. Let's trace back what happened. Well, you know what? I searched Uniswap earlier. I just clicked on the first link. Well, surely it's going to be fine, surely. Nope. Google Ads won't allow you to do a crypto ad. However, they won't allow us to sell this shirt through ads because it has Bitcoin on it. However, scammers can penetrate the whole dang system and create ads for things that don't even exist. So I would say anything that involves you handing your information over, that's what you have to be the most careful of. Nobody actually gets hacked in crypto. What does get hacked? Bridges, back ends of wallets that have vulnerabilities. Those are the types of things that get hacked. Everybody else gets phished. Justin handed them the information to get in that account. We got Brad's B Games. Ben, I just got halfway through catching up to Crypto Book. I have to say that it's fascinating, alarming to me, that it seems like we are revisiting the early ideas of possibly forming an alternative economy. Why is that alarming?
I don't know. I mean, I guess, I don't know.
What the truth is we should be trying to create an alternative economy right now. Why? The old one's going to go bust. Like, it's going to go bust. Do you guys not see, finally, after years and years and years and years of watching alarm videos, Stansberry Research, they put out these really provocative commercials on the radio. It's like, let me see if I can reproduce one. Do you love your family? Do you think that America's where it should be? Well, if the answer to both those questions are yes, I have bad news for you. The entire United States economy is going to hell in a handbasket. But good for you. If you just watched a 60-minute video about how to prepare yourself, do not drop the handbasket, then you and your family might be safe while everyone else is locked in a cage. So please visit worldtohellinAhandbasket.com and sign up for your $1,000 a month package for you to get more information just like this. StainsburyResearch.com. That Stansberry Research is the worst. If y'all man, I tell you, I was younger. Like, they suckered me in some of them commercials. I remember when I was working at a car wash when I was like 27 or something. I know it's kind of a loser move for a 27-year-old, but I was 27. I was working at a car wash. And I heard this commercial on the radio and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds terrible. The whole economy is about to collapse. Like, we're coming out of the financial crisis. What can I do? Go watch the video. I start watching the video because, they create these unique little URLs and you go there and start watching the video. And you can't click off the video. It's like one of these ClickFunnels techniques. There's all you can do is watch the video. You can't go anywhere else. You can't do anything. Can't fast forward. There's no way to move the scrubber. Like, you're just... Fun Photo says Stansberry is actually the reason I got into Bitcoin. Okay, well, not all bad what they're doing. But you're watching this and about halfway through, I was like, my gosh, this is just like every other video I ever watched about this. Like, they're not giving you any secret information. Like, they're trying to pretend that they are. They're not some kind of great research council that's like, we have the evidence the world is collapsing. Well, you know, the thing about the boy who cried wolf is eventually a wolf did come. Eventually a wolf came. He was there eventually. But the problem is he had warned the villagers about the wolf so many times that when it finally came, people were like, whatever. Yeah, right. That's just a coyote. Coyote will kill you too. They cry wolf so much because it's a marketing tactic for them to sell more newsletters, for them to tell you the economy of the world is collapsing. That now that we're actually at a place where the banks are starting to go insolvent and our entire banking infrastructure is on the verge of collapse, they were right. But nobody cares because this is the millionth time that you said it. They've been saying this stuff for 30 or 40 years. Now we're actually getting to a place where we are starting to see the crumblings. We are starting to see the beginning of the banking collapse in the United States of America. If that is not obvious to you, now, what can they do to stop it from collapsing? More tricks, more smoke and mirrors. Will they do it? Yeah. Is the entire banking infrastructure going to collapse this year? I don't think so. Should it? Yeah, probably. Should it? Yeah. Or will they figure out a way not to make it collapse by maybe like just printing more fake money? Yeah, probably. They'll come up with something to do. So I think ultimately, you just got to be prepared for what's coming. Things are not looking good, but overall, you know, we're not going to look. I'm not. Are you trolling, or do you actually think the U.S. will collapse? I don't know what you mean by that. Am I trolling? Or no, I'm telling you, it's going to collapse. I'm telling you, trying to sell newsletters for 40 years on the same narrative is bad long term for your business, and it's bad to do to people. You just keep stringing them along. This is how you get a lot of people that are preppers. And you know, one time I had to go pick up some food from a prepper for a ministry that I worked for because they had all this extra food from Y2K because they were told that everything was going to be destroyed on the day of Y2K. And then they had an entire warehouse of food 20 years later that they didn't need, or however long, 10 years later, whatever. And it was all, you know, like food that you could, big buckets of grains and stuff like that. It's like, it's a tactic. It's something to sell newsletters, to sell to people. However, there is some reality to what they're saying, but they lose their credibility because they try to convince you every other year that the economy is collapsing that year. It's an urgency thing. It's a time-sensitive thing. They are preying on people's emotions, trying to get you to think it's collapsing tomorrow in order to sell you a newsletter. And I think that's wrong. By the way, guys, make sure to go to crucialcrypto.io and sign up for our newsletter. We will never tell you the world is collapsing. Thank you. Actually, guys, the world is collapsing. And this newsletter may be the only thing that saves you and your entire family, you and your small children. Imagine walking across a field and looking to the left. All you see is a man on a motorcycle with a crossbow to protect you, or will he kill you? No one knows. His name is Daryl Dixon, and you have stumbled into the Walking Dead. Sorry. Also, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin, ETH on a ledger? Any potential issues, hacks to be aware, other than obviously giving someone your price? The only thing with Ledger I would say is make sure, we have a link for Ledger down below, by the way, guys. If you guys want to go check out a Ledger, make sure you don't order it from Amazon. You must order it from the site. So go directly to the link down below. And that's not a tactic. If you buy it from Amazon, it can be a reseller who took everything out, wrote down the seed phrase, and then put it back in and rewrapped it and sent it back to you. So that way, when you pull it out and you put money in it, they have access to your funds. So be careful about that. That's the one thing that I will say. We want to bring Frank up?
Yeah.
I went too long, I know. I should have brought Frank up right after I was done with the news. We're going to figure it out, guys.
That's what I suggested.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a good day, and Bitcoin is having a good day, so I assume you guys are doing good. We got a lot of interesting stuff to look at here. Obviously, Bitcoin has gotten a big move to the upside, so I do just want to point out some key levels of resistance that we have to be keeping our eye on, some levels that I think that we can likely reach based off of a few different things, but definitely want to be careful here because we could see some resistance at the levels that we're sitting at right now. So first off, I do just want to point out the level that we're at right now. Now, this was a level that we were looking at in my premium Discord yesterday, and that is right here, this local golden pocket sitting at about between about 26,515 and about 25,922, almost 26K. I believe this is what we were. I believe we were looking at this on this show yesterday as well, saying if we do get a move up, that would likely be our next stop. We almost came up and tapped that level to the exact dollar, but we are starting to get a little bit of turbulence here as we are kind of stalling out. So obviously, as you can see, this actually does look like some potential bullish consolidation before another break to the upside. So real quick, obviously that is the level we are sitting at right now. But if we do get that next break to the upside, guys, one thing to realize here is that it's a wild bit boy. Crikey. But yeah, one thing to realize here, guys, is, if we zoom out now, finally, I know a lot of people are probably like, this crazy Frankie Candles guy has been talking about this volume gap. And guys, we have officially, like, some big things are happening right now. We have officially broken the highs that we made back here in August of 2022. This was a level that obviously everybody was like, this was a nail biter right here. We were sitting there like, oh my God, we're tapping on this level. If we break out into that low volume gap, we could shoot up to 30K. And then we got that hard rejection. And basically, we did come back up and test that level again, and now we have finally cracked these levels, guys. So this is pretty big because we have now officially entered into this low volume gap. I would like to see if we can push above this local golden pocket again at about $26,000. I believe this is almost $26,515. If we can crack above this level, guys, we may see what I like to call a teleportation to that the next level, which is that 786 fib level, coming in at about 28.8K. Now, this is likely going to be a very strong level of resistance for a few different reasons. Number one, it is your 786 fib level, obviously going to act as resistance on the way up. However, we also do have a spider line. I don't believe I have them on this exact chart layout, but we do actually have a spider line running through that exact level as well. And it is also going to be the value area low of this little previous area of consolidation that we had back here. So not only is it that 786 and the spider line, it is also going to be the retest of these lows that we made back here, which is the value area low, coming in right on that exact same level. Now, it's also going to be a very important level because if we can break this level, guys, this 786 coming in at $28,812, if we can get above there, obviously we are going to be very close to 30K, but if we do wind up cracking that level, it is going to be very, very likely that we will wind up either getting a shot up to that value area high. Again, when I say value area high, I'm just referring to the previous value area high of this range. A lot of times when price comes up to revisit areas that were value areas in the past, those same levels are likely to be respected. You could go back and back test this. It's very interesting. But again, just another reason why this is such an important level, because if we can get above this level, flip this to support, we can definitely get that move up to about this value area high does come in at about, almost 31K. But once we crack that level, it's very, very likely that we will see that 30K level finally, because this is, again, I started feeling kind of crazy bringing up this low volume gap. But right now, obviously, going to see some strong resistance here. However, I would be a little bit cautious about shorting at this point, guys, because we are in that low volume gap. Not impossible to catch some small scalp shorts. I am inevitably probably going to try to do that when I get off the stream, looking for some scalp shorts, but just be really careful because when you get into that low volume gap, there's really nothing, there's not that much above us other than that local golden pocket between where we're at now and that 786 fib level at about 28.8K. And then just real quick for anybody who may be I do just want to point out some reasons why I do think this pump could wind up being a pretty big move. And the reason for that is not only on the medium hourly timeframes. Now, again, I was looking at this with the premium Discord yesterday during our premium live stream. But, we were looking at these medium timeframes or medium hourly timeframes between the 1 and the 5 hour, guys. If you look at this, obviously that 2 hour is now in the green, but yesterday we were just starting to get into the green here. Very good sign. Your 3 3-hour also is just starting to peek into the green with your money flow. Green dot also printing. Your 4-hour pulling the same exact thing, just peeked into the green with your money flow. And we do have a green dot printing, I believe, on regular candles. There you go. So likely going to get that green dot on the Heikinashis very soon. So with the money flow, as well as those green dots coming up, I do think that we could get a continued move to the upside. And to add some confluence to that, guys, if we come up to the higher daily timeframes, such as that 2-day, we did just confirm a green dot on the 2-day with money flow coming back up. Your 3-day also printing that green dot, really, really tight green dot there. And then also something really interesting, guys. We were looking at this yesterday saying, hey, that weekly red dot, that VWAP was coming right up towards that 0 line, looking like we may print a green dot. And today we started printing that green dot on the weekly. If this confirms, guys, this would be a very, very bullish sign, in my opinion. Also, your money flow on the weekly is starting to curve back up here as well. So there is definitely a possibility for this pump to be sustainable and again bring us up to that 30K level. And then real quick, just real shout out to the BitLab trading stack, guys. Coming on over to the daily, you could see, like, as we came down to that local golden pocket where we got this strong bounce, we did start to get those blue waves indicating a potential bottom on the daily with the confirmation of this bullish divergence. So just a beautiful call on that bottom. I know, a lot of times price can front run the levels that you have. And the significant movement indicator is something I find myself continuously going back to kind of check, like, hey, like I have my level right here, but it looks like we might get a strong bounce here. Let me see what the significant movement indicator says. Are we at a strong bottom? And then likely, if that strong bottom is showing up, if you do get those blue waves, it could indicate, hey, you might front run that level. Or if you come to that, come to the significant movement indicator and you're not getting those blue waves, you just have unshaded waves, or you're getting one of these red waves, it would indicate that, maybe you are not ready to bounce just yet. So just something to keep an eye on here, guys, because this called this almost perfectly. And then also getting some bearish divergences up here on the daily, again, as we get that, as we tap that local golden pocket. So very, very, very important levels here, guys. Super exciting price action. Really, really hoping for that break of that low volume gap to see that quick move to the upside up to that 28 to 30K level. And for anybody who's interesting, anyone out there who's interesting, I'd love to talk to you. No, if you're interested, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, the Frankie Candles YouTube channel, or it's just Frankie Candles. But we go live every single weekday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to do 2 hours of TA. And if you guys are interested, I did drop a market update this morning where I go a little deeper into this analysis and I show some even higher targets that might be a little bit more moon boyish. But if you're into that kind of thing, definitely go check out that video. It was uploaded this morning. That's all I got. Back to Ben. Bing bong.
Guys, let's sure to give Frank his respect. Great job, Frank, with the charts. Cool. Okay. All right. What is this doing up here? What is this up here? What is it doing up here? What is this? What is this? What is this? Do I call the exterminator? It's freaking pest. I would throw it, but I think it's Johnny's. What? Do you use a mouse on your computer? Do you use a trackpad on your computer? That's right. That's what you're supposed to use. Okay. All right. So that is all the news for today. And there's some charts for you. Let's just take a look real quick at CoinGecko. We didn't really do a good job of looking at this earlier. Let's refresh here. So what we got going on, man, that market cap is up over 1.16 trillion here. What is Bitcoin dominance on CoinMarketCap? I want to look at that. So he said it was over 45%. Is that true?
Maybe briefly.
Ooh,
it's the highest it's been since June. I'll say that.
44.2%. 44.2%. I think this is a direct action from, or a direct result from the stuff with the banks. A lot of people are wanting to get in Bitcoin right now because they see what's coming. Let's go to the dominance chart. There it is. I mean, that 40% was really resistance for quite a while. And now it certainly seems like it has broken through that. It doesn't seem to be on a spike right now. Let us see what happens. The Ethereum dominance has been holding very steady pretty much ever since it merged. Look at that. ever since the merge, look how flat that is for Ethereum. And then, of course, we have others. Ethereum has now once again overtaken the rest of the coins. So, like, you've got Ethereum, and then you look down here and you see Ripple or XRP. You see all Dogecoin, Polygon. See all these coins. If it's not listed at the bottom here, if it's not listed at the bottom, it goes with a silver line. All of the rest of the coins are the silver line right here. Some people say it's the silver lining of altcoins. And now you can see here, now Ethereum has actually once again passed and maintained a level above, even on a spike that the rest of the altcoins had, even a little bitty altcoin season, it still is more than the rest of the coins combined. When you take out the major, 5 or 6 coins. So something to watch. I wonder if there is I wonder if there's some type of indicator that shows, I don't know, like when the right time, like when Bitcoin dominance hits certain trigger points, will there be certain little altcoin moves based on that? And is there a way to predict that? And is there a way to take advantage of that? That'd be something to consider. Because it feels like it's not necessarily a lagging indicator. Now, the weekly chart would be a lagging indicator, but if you could do that on a daily basis and see where, when Bitcoin dominance hits a resistance and it comes down, that means altcoins are moving up. That's what that means. So I really do believe that finding those correlations between, Bitcoin and altcoins, I think it can be something very beneficial for your portfolio in trying to find unique ways to make money. I think that's one of the things we really want to go back to on the channel that we haven't been doing probably a great job of lately. And it's going back to, okay, like this is a lot of great information. It's good. It's bear market, of course, I mean, depends on how you look at it. I just said it's bear market, but earlier I said technically I think it's bull market. It's because it still feels kind of bearish right now.
Accumulation market.
Accumulation market, but technically when you look back at the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin, it's only in 2 parts, bearish or bullish, bearish or bullish. The all-time high to the cycle low, that's the bear market. The cycle low to the next all-time high or to the peak of Bitcoin, that's the bull market. So that lasts about 3 years. The real bear market's 1 year, approximately. It doesn't feel like that, though. It feels like about 2.5 years of bear market and about 1.5 years of, bullish sentiment and parabolic movements. But, obviously, what we want to do on this channel is do a better job of, in a responsible way, of course, helping you guys to actually make money off of the things we're talking about. And really what that boils down to is getting incredible, unique insight into the way that Bitcoin or other coins may move according to the experience and evidence that we have in this channel that basically hardly any other channel covers. This 4-year cycle, we're so adamant that this is the way to predict Bitcoin, and it's been completely correct. And yet all these other channels, they got their own theories. Well, this is the way it should work. How's that working out for you? How is being bearish all year this year working out for you? We told you we should have 2 big pumps this year, at least. One at the very beginning of the year, one towards the middle of the year. Could we see that expedite a little bit and we see this next really big move happen now? We could. Would be kind of uncharacteristic maybe to get 2 big pumps, or excuse me, to get 3 this year. But all this stuff's baked in. That's why we told you we expect to go down to 19 and pop back up. I mean, really, the truth is at this point, probably got to go fill that other gap at 20,300 to pop back up. But man, I don't know. If Bitcoin really is broken past that 25.2, it's going to be hard to see it go back down below that, all the way back down to 20,334. However, we know it most likely is going to. Most likely, it's going to go back down there. What's it going to take? I don't know. Maybe a black swan. I don't know what it'll take to get back down there. But we do know that traditionally, we do see that. So I think that's something very interesting to pay attention to and to watch. Back over here to CoinGecko. Let's see here. We're at 11,457 coins, 1.167 trillion in market cap, 132 billion in volume. Bitcoin dominance here, 43%, ETH 18%, and 25 Paraguays will send you an ETH transaction. Let's see. This has got to be updated, right? It can't still be $26,007. How's the price of Bitcoin not moved in several minutes? See what it's got here. Volume 90 billion. Okay. Here it's showing Bitcoin at 25,919. CoinGecko, it's showing it at 2607. Ethereum at 1746. Wow, Ethereum making big moves here. Now that is no, the all-time high in the last cycle was 1,400 or 2 cycles ago. So
Yep.
Binance coin back over 300. USD down to 40 billion. Tether right now at 73 billion. XRP up again today, 38 cents. Cardano up again today, 36 cents. Polygon doing well, up 10% today. Dogecoin up 10%. Lido up 10%. I wonder how our portfolio is doing. Let me check that. I'm just curious about our Friday portfolios because it should be back up now. We were actually back to where we were down again on it, but just barely. We're about even. Now we are at, okay, we're back up. We're back up like $5.5 grand over there on $41,000. I thought it would be higher. Well, those altcoins are probably about to crush it. Wouldn't you say so after this move for Bitcoin?
Yeah, if it keeps running, yeah.
I mean, if it can stay above 25.2, I mean, that's going to be pretty amazing. Let's see, Chainlink at 5%, Uniswap 7%. A lot of big gainers today. Here are the biggest gainers of the day. 36.5% for Conflux. Another big one. I feel like these are yesterday's numbers. No, they're not. They can't be because it's 26,000. Hello Master. Vupa spoke these days about the first big project linked to ChatGPT. Oh, no. That sounds like a scam. That sounds like a scam. That sounds like a show. Have you seen the new thing about ChatGPT?
The open either from the Sam Altman stuff about the identity, the WorldCoin stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Oh, that's some big news today. We're going to talk about it a little bit on the basement.
Oh, I thought that was a scam.
No,
That's not a scam?
the Sam Altman.
They sent me an email about him.
No, I think that sounds legitimate. They're trying to. It's like basically
The WorldCoin thing?
indexing everybody's eyeballs, basically their irises, and keeping that data. And they say they're not going to keep the data, but they are going to cryptographically hash it and then purge the actual data. But they will be able to reference the hashes. So it sounds pretty sketch.
Well, let me tell you this.
It's not.
Did you get an email about this?
No, I just saw it this morning.
They sent this to me the other day. They sent this to me, and I immediately read it. And let me read you the email. And let me tell you how far I got. Hi there. Confusion when trying to, the title is Sam Altman, co-founded WorldCoin, introduces digital ID tech for AI. Hi there. Confusion when trying to distinguish between humans and AI online is growing. But over 50% of the world lacks a verifiable legal ID, preventing people from accessing critical services and the global economy. Decentralized tech can proof of personhood plus unlock accent. Today, WorldCoin. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Done. WorldCoin. The most generic name of a scam token I've ever heard.
Sounds about as sketchy as you can possibly be.
Yeah. So I thought that was actually not like, I just thought it was a straight up scam to begin with. So I didn't even read the rest of it.
Apparently it's real.
Wow.
Which makes it even scarier. I'd rather it be a scam.
Yeah.
Because indexing everybody's eyeballs.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you're not getting my balls on file.
I might.
Well, maybe I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right there. Okay. All right. Somebody want some tea? Okay. So, yeah, that's what's going on with that WorldCoin thing. And what I was gonna say was the ChatGPT is supposed to be releasing what they're calling ChatGPT 4.
Yeah. Which
is supposed to be how many more times more powerful they said it was going to be?
Like way exponentially more powerful.
It's basically
like 50
one.
times.
What was the chart that I saw? You know what it looked like? It looked like when they were putting, like, have you ever seen a diagram of the Earth versus the sun? It's like you can fit this many Earths inside the sun. And you're like, that's ridiculous. How in the world? That's what it kind of looked like.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to fit one little tiny dot into these large dots. Now, if AI has advanced this much in 3 weeks,
Well, it's since 21 because the original ChatGPT was only trained through 2021.
that's what they want you to believe.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they want you to believe. Okay. So here's an interesting thing about AI. And I know there's from speaking with Ben Gertzel, who's supposed to come on the channel, which I got to figure that out because the day he's supposed to be on, I'm flying. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. I won't believe this, but Coin Bureau did an episode on WorldCoin. What does WorldCoin have to do with the corner office? I don't get it.
Maybe more than we think.
Hey, that was a good video. I don't care what y'all think. That was a good video. So many people didn't understand the point of that video. It's so weird. It's like, oh, you're saying blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying, like, he saw an extra search volume on accident because it means something different in France. It's when he beats everybody 100% to 0 in France. He's not really beating people in France. It's just a lot of people search corner offices in France, apparently. But the point is that what Ben Gertzel says, well, MC Crypto here says when ChatGPT becomes self-aware, it will fire the missiles. Well, I mean, it's kind of a joke, but it's kind of not a joke. When they become aware and sentient, which Ben Gertzel believes will happen, I mean, it could be really good or it could be really, really, really bad. He thinks that will happen, by the way. The #1 AI expert in the world believes robots will be sentient. Now, as you guys know, my girlfriend, Desdemona, or Desi the robot, she will protect me. I have a special cage she's going to put me in. And I don't know, it's going to be like 50 Shades of AI. I don't know. But the point is that the real power in AI is not the information that you're feeding it. The real power of AI is in AI's ability to reproduce itself. So if you imagine a robot, okay, and a robot has a brain, we'll call it the brain of the robot. Well, that AI can learn about its own brain. And that AI can learn how to build another robot with another robot brain. And every time that AI rebuilds the brain, it gets faster and faster and faster, and it has a higher capacity until one. But the point is that the AI rebuilding itself is where things are going to really get creepy. So we're just seeing the first iteration of this. It's going to get much more dramatic. I don't.
It's unfrozen now.
Jeff Papineau, AI can replace you, Ben. You really think AI can replace me? You think that this right here, this is replaceable? You'd be wrong. A lot of people have tried to replace me. In fact, I think TJ tried to replace me one time.
No, I did.
I'm still here. Well, yeah, you say that because I stopped your plan, obviously. Okay. AI will not ever be able to replace humans. They can replace jobs, but there are things about humans that AI cannot reproduce. It can't. It doesn't matter how even sentient they become. They can't. When it comes to content creation, there's a certain level of creativity that goes into it. I'm sorry, robots cannot really be creative. That actually is in direct opposition to what a robot or an AI is. Everything is programmed, whether they're programming themselves, someone else is programming it. Everything is already programmed in. In my brain, I can actually come up with something creative to where I take two ideas and I merge them, or I do something unique to them that's never been thought of before. I can think of things. Here's the most important thing. Humans can think of things that have never been thought of. That's how we get inventions. That's how we get art. Because you can do something unique that nobody else can do. Now, granted, not every job requires that uniqueness. Some jobs just require you to do what you're told. And in that case, yeah, those jobs can be replaced. But the creativity of a content creator cannot be replaced. You can make a movie. You can have AI write a movie for you, and you can have AI animate the movie, and it might look kind of cool. Maybe we'll see. but it's not going to be as good as a regular movie. Probably at first, at least. Maybe one day it will be. There's creativity that goes into it that they just can't reproduce. And so there, on some level, AI cannot replace a counselor. AI will not be able to replace a counselor. You just won't be able to. Why? We are designed as human beings for human interaction. And I think that's something that's going to be revealed through all this AI, is that just because technically you can replace something, and because technically it works, doesn't mean it's optimal. And I will point you all day to the pandemic. And I will tell you this. Okay. I'll tell you this. When the pandemic hit and everybody was going to remote working, that's when I started hiring my first employees. And you know what I found very early? Zoom calls don't really work for me. Outsourcing doesn't really work for me. Why? I need the creativity and synergy of employees in a building because it's different. When you're doing a podcast and you're doing it on Zoom, it is not the same thing as doing it in the room. Yes, if you have a remote job, consider yourself lucky. That's great. I'm sure you're working, and I'm sure you're not actually like eating bonbons for 20 minutes out of the day while you're supposed to be working. I'm sure you're really working the whole time. People that really, really, really want to argue for remote working, for the most part, it's because they got a good gig there, and they say I can get as much work done in 2 hours as most people can get done in a day. That's great. No, your boss is paying you for it, really, but that's good if you can do that. I'm that kind of boss. I want results. If you give me results, I don't care if you leave early or whatever. Like, I want you to want to stay here, but whatever. I think at the end of the day, though, that you just can't replace the synergy of being in person. You can't replace a Zoom call with an in-person meeting. They're not the same thing. In-person is way more productive. And I think that's what we're going to find through this AI, is just because something is replaceable, it doesn't mean that it's optimal. It may look the same for a while. You say, oh, these great movies, the AI is big. It's because it's new and it's novelty. It won't be able to produce Citizen Kane. It won't be able to create Troll 2. Only a genius can create Troll 2. Maybe I'll make Troll 3. So that's it. That's all I got. Oh, there's somebody saying I'm wrong. Somebody's saying I'm wrong. Well, you know what? Can AI do that? Talk about people. That's my boy.